I must confess right at the start that I like the way the Kolkata Knight Riders play cricket. I think they've got the heart in the right place. They fill the stadiums, a lot of emotion associated with them. But there's two factors all you KKR fans need to watch out for this year. One is the entire KKR DNA is built around spin bowling. They've had Shakib, they've had Narayan, they've had Chawla, they've had Kuldeep Yadav in their prime when the Eden Gardens was this slow, spongy track. Sunil Narayan's 4 overs, which virtually just discounted. You thought you only had 16 overs to play against. Now all of a sudden Saurav Ganguly's made that a completely different track. And so can they adjust their entire style and play with seam bowlers instead of a preponderance of spin bowlers? And that brings me to point 2. No Andre Russell. What a player he's been for them. Whether he's batting at 5, 6 or 7, it doesn't matter. He plays those cameos that turn things around. And his bowling has been vastly underrated. Look at whichever side he plays for. He's among the leading wicket takers of the league. And suddenly, there's no Andre Russell. They've tried to cover that up with Chris Woakes, who I think is a fantastic test cricketer. He's a very good limited overs, one-day player. Is he as good in T20? We'll discover now. Because sometimes when you bowl the English length in the IPL, the ball tends to be in the stands. So Woakes will have a big role to play for them, and I'd love them to use Shakib Al Hasan a lot better. I think he's among the top players in the world, but somehow they've always not quite put Shakib in the forefront. I see him as a key to this lineup. The big issue for them though is if they're going to play fast bowling, do they play Yusuf Pathan kind of player or do they play a Rishi Dhawan kind of player? Do they play Sunil Narayan? Is unthinkable. KKR, and you think of Sunil Narayan first, or do they go for someone like Trent Boult, who's again in pretty good form? I hope the injury niggles are gone and he'll give them the end overs that they so desperately need along with Chris Woakes. They're very bullish on Chris Lynn. If some of you saw the Big Bash, you look at Chris Lynn and you say, wow. Now, not a great record against spin, but on the revamped Eden Gardens, maybe Chris Lynn will be that big X factor that they need. My other little concern for KKR is their Indian core might just have seen its best days, and I'd love them for me to prove me wrong. Has Gautam Gambhir seen his best days as a batsman? Has Robin Uthappa, Yusuf Pathan for that matter? I'd love, as I said, all of them to come out firing. So, a few issues there for KKR to resolve, but this would be, in my view, their first 11 for their first game, and I'm assuming Eden Gardens track. I think they go with Gambhir and Uthappa. Uthappa to keep wickets is a big factor in their balance. Manish Pandey, Chris Lynn, Shakib Al Hasan, Surya Kumar Yadav and Chris Woakes. Now that's a pretty competitive top 7. Now let's see what happens thereafter. I've gone in with Rishi Dhawan at number 8, maybe not to bowl 4 overs, but maybe to give them 2 or 3, on a good day to give them 4. And then I've got Piyush Chawla in there because he's been a really good player for them and bowls those middle overs really well, gets some key runs at the end, and Umesh Yadav and Trent Boult. Umesh Yadav not been the finest T20 player, but he's been in good form, and then they've got Trent Boult. So to take care of the seam, they've got Woakes, Yadav and Boult. They've still got a bit of spin bowling support. I also hope they can find some way to play Kuldeep Yadav. I've been bullish on Kuldeep Yadav for a while. So I won't be surprised if that late spinner slot that I thought about Chawla might go to Kuldeep Yadav from time to time, and that'll be good for the side to have that kind of competition. This, I think, is the team that KKR will go in for. No Yusuf Pathan, no Andre Russell, but time moves on.